Hey guys, Dusty with the Liquid Edge, Overstock Boards, overstockskis.com. Here today, actually standing on our new bunkhouse deck, just showing off, a new place for people to sleep in when they come in and do lessons with us. So, kind of cool, overlooking the slalom course and the Gable Park behind me. So, nice new scenic view for today's video. Today, we're actually going to focus on the various types of wakeboards, from beginner to advanced. And kind of talk about some of the boards that we like a lot. So we'll start with the smallest one, the first one. This is a Ronix August. The boys version is called the Vision. Comes in just different color scheme. Really cool boards. It's a 120. We do have boards a little bit smaller than this, but we really like this design. The next one up here is called the Hyperlight State. And then over here, going a little bit bigger, you can see that we have boards in the Hyperlight Eden and then the Ronix Vault. What we like about these boards for a beginner is they have a different toe side and heel side edge. Both companies have the same design idea, but it's accomplished two different ways. Hyperlight takes the toe side edge of the board, where the toes are going to be, and they make it just smaller than the heel side edge. And what that does is allows the board to have less surface area on the toe side edge. So when the riders come in on their toes, which is kind of an awkward stance to learn and get better at, the board will sink down in the water a little bit easier, get bite and get traction and kind of help them into the wake on their toes a little bit easier. So really cool. The other thing that they have is kind of a deep center fin base. That'll really help a beginning rider stay straight behind the boat. Once they get the fundamentals of staying straight, they're not struggling with that so much anymore. I have them take this off. But for starters, it's a really good thing to have. Ronix, on the other hand, does the same thing with their board, the toe side, heel side edge. This is the Ronix Vault, packaged up with Divide bindings. All these packages are right in the price range of $300 to $380, $390, right in that ballpark, board and bindings. That's the other part we like about it, is it's a package deal. But Ronix, get back to my point, Ronix does the same thing, but they accomplish it a little bit different. They keep the board the same shape all the way around, except on the toe side edge they make it more of a sharper edge. And then on the bottom, they still have their deep center fin. They take this inside fin, the toe side edge fin, and make it longer and move it closer to the edge of the board. And it just gives it a little bit different feel. Same type of idea with the Hyperlight State. It just brings the rider in a little bit easier on their toe side edge, kind of gives them just a little bit more confidence on their toe side. So that's why we like those as beginner boards. Once a rider gets to the point of being a little bit more advanced, they're past the beginner stage. They can hit the wake, clear the wake on their heels, clear the wake on their toes, maybe do a little switch riding. That's what we encourage here at the shop at the Liquid Edge. A lot of riders want to go to swim just a little bit more advanced. They're not really ready for anything crazy, just something that they can get a little bit more height on, something that doesn't have the toe side help. They want to start learning to ride an actual wakeboard. So from there, we actually recommend the CWB Faction is a good board. The reason we like it is it comes with closed toe bindings, really super comfortable closed toe bindings. It's got a nice continuous rocker line. Continuous is just, kind of just a banana shape. It's one continuous swoop. Really easy to ride, cut through the wakes, really predictable, not going to buck you too high in the air, too crazy, anything like that. So this is a good board. This is a board that a lot of people just ride forever because it's it's comfortable bindings. It's a good, comfortable board that they can just go out and just be comfortable on right out of the box on the weekends. Because they don't get to ride a whole lot. They just want a good, fun wakeboard. So that's a good setup. Right in the retail range of around $500. Same thing with the Ronix District, same type of idea, just a little bit more advanced than a beginner board. The cool thing about the District is it's got the continuous rocker line on the outside and the 3-stage on the inside. So you get a nice, easy riding, predictable board. Until you hit the wake, it's going to give you that 3-stage rocker line to give you more height and more pop. The Ronix District bindings, just a little bit more advanced than Divides. You get the cinch strap in the center down here to get a little bit more of a custom fit. Cool thing about the open toe bindings is that they are good for multiple sizes. So maybe if you've got brothers or a dad and a son with roughly the same size feet, you can have one board for two individuals. From there, you're getting into a little bit more high-end stuff. Most of this is the Hyperlight Merrick. Last year that was Rusty Malinowski's pro model board. Now he's actually got the Cruise, so they took his pro model board from last year and packaged it up with some team binding, so you can get a package deal on essentially a pro model board. So this was probably one of our best selling boards last year. It's a really fun board to ride. But these are a lot more distinctive, and on our website we have videos that are specific to these boards, so you can kind of learn a little bit more about them. The biggest thing to know is that you want to really understand what you're getting. If you have an opportunity to demo a board, or really do some research on it before you buy it, that's what I'd recommend highly, because there's a big difference between a fast board. The boards now are kind of adding more flex and getting a little softer. What I call preloading into the wake, and it's just a different type of pop. It's really cool. It'll help your riding tremendously if you know how to use it. So each one of these boards on our website has its own specific video. You can kind of do that research. Always feel free to send me any questions about the boards and get my opinion. Happy to help. But the last board I want to talk about today quickly is the Flex board. This is a cable board. This is just one variation. The Liquid Force Flex is what this one is. The difference with the cable board, cable parks are popping up all over the country right now, and it's becoming a much bigger portion of the industry. Cable park riding has a very specific board, for that. Just because a board, like some of these Ronex boards behind me have slider bases that you can use on the cable park, doesn't necessarily mean that board's going to be good for a cable park. When cable riding rails and whatnot, what we really like, what helps riders a lot is having flex. If the board flexes a lot and you're on top of a rail, it'll bend over the rail a little bit, kind of stick to the rail a little bit easier, and it just makes it a lot more fun. Also, you can do presses a lot easier, and going off the kickers, it'll kind of form the shape, and it doesn't want to slide quite as easily. Some of the stiffer boards do that do better behind the boat. So it's kind of just having the right tool for the job is the best way to explain it. But it's really what you kind of want to pay attention to. There are two specific different types of boards you want to ride for cable and boat if you want to have the best result, have the most fun. There are some that are good as hybrids, but if you really want the best board for the best application, there are two separate boards to maximize what you're looking to do. But if you have any questions about that, or any questions in addition to what we talked about today, info@overstockboards, overstockskis.com, or Dusty@theliquidedge.com.